It's actually worse. You are Aaron. You know why you're wrong? I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, right?
What's worse?
Is when you're in is when you're in camp. I'm telling you, Aaron. Let me actually explain to you why. If you guys saw the video like a couple of weeks ago of a man looking at the empty, the wire thing, like there was
Yeah.
but he said that he bought that 40 years ago and he was nothing there. And he was looking at his wife and he was saying, like, this is weird. Like, I'm looking at this and he's gone. I had this since I was a kid and now he's gone. He was contemplating on his mortality. And you know what actually defeat him? The woman next to him saying, why are you wearing a jet cap? That man was literally on the most deepest in on his thoughts. Man, this wire represents my life. It's 40 years. If I buy a new one, I'm not going to see the end of that wire. And what actually put on every man that saw that video related was, damn, look at you wasting 40 years of your life in a company of a woman that can't even understand what you're going through. Let her be by myself.
Here's the thing.
This impacts you way more, Aaron, than you looking at that barbed wire and there's nobody there to actually make it about themselves or literally deflecting from something that you really thought about it. There's a waste of motherfucking time.
Here's the thing. What you're not addressing is that he didn't die that very moment. The fact that you can communicate with a person how you feel back, there's a chance that they can turn around and they will. Someone, if you have that experience and communicate with someone and they care about you, you can't change solitude. When you're facing your mortality and solitude, even in a reflectionary moment like that, the fact that you can't share it is it is corrosive.
No, but
it drives people to the grave quicker. I've faced my mortality alone and around people. And
that's what podcast said. Yeah. That's literally what podcast expectations. If I'm looking at that wire, I'm by myself. I don't have no expectations of nothing. When that woman comes through the room and you are literally contemplating your life and death, you are expecting her to have a little bit of a piece of understanding towards you when you are literally on the most like you are looking at the abyss and the abyss now is looking back at you. Expectation is actually what's going to put you on the edge because there's no expectation about a piece of shit that I have all the control about it and he's not looking back at me. The woman or your partner, your friends, the expectations you have around them are the things that are going to put you to the edge because you are going to feel no value at all. Man, I'm contemplating these 40 years I spent with y'all and y'all don't see this shit?
Fatty, well-managed expectations, not just expectations.
Feeling and seeing is the worst thing you can...
2 minutes and I say 6 seconds of words.
You are actually right there, and I apologize. My bad. I was
excited. Aaron, what percentage of people actually have those?
Have what?
Is it do the majority? 51% of people have well-managed expectations or just simply expectations?
Oh no, 99% of people have expectations.
So that's what we're dealing with.
But here's the thing. Even when your expectations are not met, the possibility that they can change or that they will be met is something that you have to acknowledge. Mm-hmm. When you're in complete solitude, the lack of expectations does nothing for the existential crisis you face when your mortality is in your face.
So are you referring to a lack of purpose?
Purpose? No, you're at the end of the line, bro, not the beginning. Mm-hmm. That's not even on its purpose.
So you're staring down the barrel of a weapon, right?
No, that means you're in company. Okay. You're facing your mortality.
Your own weapon. You're in complete solitude.
Well, now that's a decision. No, you're on your way out. No.
So, so can you further unpack what you're describing?
Age, illness,
okay,
condition.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So then
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do, but it's falling short because
painful transition
solitude in itself doesn't describe a lowly feeling. You see what I'm saying?
What did you say?
It's a healthy mindset.
No. What did you just say? What does describe loneliness?
Solitude in itself.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, then I'm missing it.
I'm talking about facing your mortality when you're in solitude and lonely versus facing your mortality when you're in company and lonely. I'd rather go out in company feeling lonely than alone feeling lonely.
And I don't think you're right, because the worst thing that you can feel is unseen. The kid that is having good grades and is getting all the trophies and the parents don't show him no love. The woman that is doing all the work at home and she's dying, literally doing everything for the kids, and nobody appreciates us. The man that goes everywhere every day to work for 12 hours, gets home. That man is the unseen man. That's the man that's actually hurting.
I said both alone.
No, we're not. We are talking about. We're talking about. Go ahead, Williams. You showing your crushes is more important. Go ahead.
Mortality. Hold up. See, that's your problem, Freddie. You just talking, and you just doing.
Motherfucker, you just twisted your ankle.
Everything, dude.
That has nothing to do with mortality. You just twisted your ankle.
Hold up. 16 years
Man
ago,
up.
I lost the use of my leg. I could jump 42 inches. Almost got my leg cut off. I had to come to grips that I would never be able to run the same, walk the same. Anytime when my leg wants to give out on me or anything, guess what I got to do? I got to wear crutches. I might have to crawl. I might have to be in a walking chair. That's mortality. That's depression. That's loneliness when you're with someone, whether it's your kids or anything, because you can't do the same things you used to do.
What was your
wait, but Fatty, answer me this. Hold on, real quick.
No, podcast. I want to know the moral. No, podcast. I want to know the moral of the story. Go ahead, Mr. Williams. I almost cried. No, Mr. Williams. What is the moral? What is the moral of the story exactly?
Come on, man. Come on.
He was just facilitating what Aaron was saying. But Fatty, let me ask you this.
I want to know the moral of the story.
He was just facilitating what Aaron was saying, is that at some point when you have to deal with your mortality. I'm at that same point right now, man. Like, listen, bro, it's hard for me to just turn over sometimes, man. It's hard for me to just get up. I'm moving. I had to go in here. I'm starting to clean up the place. What I had to do to clean the refrigerator today, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But what I want to ask you was this, because what Aaron said specifically was, if I'm on my way out. Yeah, I'm saying, what if you got to live with it? What if you got another 10, 15 years of...
Let's combine them. What if the will to live is called into question at a time where the car, it's not in the car. It's like you're out at sea alone on a raft versus with someone else on a raft.
I'd rather be alone.
You rather be alone?
But why though? But why you say that though? Ham, don't just say it. Why you say that?
You've never been alone out. You've never been alone out.
Why would you rather be
alone? So here's how I think of it. Would I rather be alone with company, right? In company, or rather be alone by myself, right? Loneliness has a vibration to it, right? You affect other people when you're lonely, especially if you lead a house or a company of people, right? And so if I'm going through something harsh, right, and I know that it's intrinsic, if I agree with Terrence, and I have to get through it, I'd rather do it by myself so I don't affect others around me.
Absolutely, which is why I'm okay with living alone now. But I'm saying he specifically just put you on a raft in the middle of the ocean. So you have a choice to be on this raft in the middle of the ocean alone or with someone.
Yeah, solitude and imminent death, man. Like, this is a survival thing. We're not talking about.
Oh, that's
so
so
good,
good.
Your mic's not in,
and abject solitude. We're not talking about, you know what I mean? Like you out at sea, or you in the woods in Alaska, 75 miles from the nearest. You know what I mean? Like a person around you, just the person being there is enough to increase your will to live, because you have help. You have something there that's also another set of eyes that can help you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Only if they are stronger than you. If they are your dependents, you are weaker.
That would apply even if your kid. If it was me and my 8-year-old son in the woods, that would give me inspiration to want to
fight and work through that.
Inspiration. Why?
Yeah.
Why? But there's a question. Why do grown?
That goes around the
If I'm in the
loneliness.
woods by myself,
Why do grown men need inspiration?
what I'm
No, you're
saying
saying
is,
loneliness.
Isn't that what you guys?
That's
Isn't-
unfair.
No. Isn't that what, like, you are looking at this on a, again, romantic way? If you are with somebody and this person is strong, you can actually do better. If these people are weaker than you, they are a burden.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You
No,
don't know how
they are
to-
going to be a.
you don't know how to employ them.
No, Aaron. If there, listen carefully, right? If there's a Walking Dead situation, a purge situation, the company that you have around you is what's going to dictate if you want them or not. If they're you're equal or stronger, thank you, welcome. We are going to be stronger now. If these people are burdens, like kids, like women, they are weaker than you. Now you are going to actually have to do shit that you shouldn't be doing. They are liability.
Wait. Okay,
No,
but Fatty,
I think
wait, hold on. Fatty, the first distinction that you have to make then, if you're gonna say that, is are you going to say that if you're not the stronger person, you are essentially the weaker person, which makes you the burden?
Only if I can carry my own weight. I can be weaker than you and still carry my own weight. If I have kids and women, these people can carry their weight. We are going to get God because we are as fast as our weakest link. If that motherfucking baby can run, now we have a problem.
No.
I don't care if I'm weak or not.
You don't know how to employ people to make them assets. That's the problem. I could take a 7-year-old out in the middle of the woods, just me and a 7-year-old, and that 7-year-old is going to be an asset.
And when I see it, I will punt him to Mars. I'll kick him in the throat, and he'll never walk again. What's like? You are not comparing. What I'm saying is that the kid is a liability. I don't care how much training you get him. He's a liability.
Wild shit. In the moment,
if I'm in the middle of Aaron, if I'm in the middle of Alaska, like my 7-year-old daughter is really smart. Like, she's, you know what I mean? But I'm not taking her with me. I'm not, because the things she can do aren't outweighed by the things she can't do. Right? So I'm just weighing the pros versus the cons. That's all. I would rather take any one of y'all any day of the week.
Of course.
In the middle of Alaska.
Yeah. She becomes a distraction.
The things she can't do are not going to be an issue with what the things she can do benefits you. The cost of having her there is not enough to make the things that she can do invaluable relative to the things she can't do.
And bringing a perspective training and the type of training that the different people on this panel have when it comes to those kind of environments.
No, 100%. I understand that, right? But I'm just saying, kids want to be carried through the amusement park, let alone through a forest in Alaska. Like that, right? It just doesn't make sense. I'd rather, and then to subject somebody you're responsible for to shut great danger doesn't even make sense.
Did y'all see the show?
Wait. Do we agree with the statement that misery loves company? Is this a yes or no?
Yes.
No, I don't.
What I'm saying is,
so then why would I want to be alone? Why would I want to be alone in my most
that's the point I'm making. So even what Hamp was saying, those are positions of luxury. I'm talking about the difference between abject solitude, facing your mortality, and someone else. That's it, just company. And facing your mortality when loneliness afflicts you in both conditions.
Is that good company or bad company, Aaron?
On when you have to fight to survive is a worse condition to be in than in company and lonely and fighting to survive.
Yeah, but Aaron,
absolutely. All right, hold up. There's a show called Outlast, right, on Netflix. I don't know if y'all saw it, but the people that won, there were 2 people. So there was a group, they had to split them into groups of 4, right? So the people that won the $1 million, there were 2 people. And the other group had, I don't know, it was like 4 people. But one of the people on there was a woman. And they lost because they had to wait for the woman to get to the goal. So the woman basically slowed them down. Even though she may have been an asset throughout the whole show, you know, we're finding berries and shit like that. But at the end of the day, they lost because of the woman slowed them down. So she wasn't.
It has nothing to do when we're talking about the difference between total solitude and being in company when facing your mortality under the affliction of loneliness in both conditions.
So you said you can make them an asset, right?
Yeah.
So you can make it an asset.
So Aaron,
you're missing it.
No, yeah, Aaron.
The option is the only other option is total solitude.
So, but Aaron, let's.
I mean, I don't know.
Let's reframe. Yeah, but let's reframe what you said, right? Because this is what, like, on real life, right? Real situations, right? I believe that a dog can break up that type of loneliness. I believe that sometimes your kids can actually feel like make you feel some type of warmth. My question to you is that about this marriage thing, about the feeling lonely side, like, is it fair to consider that a bad marriage, a bad situation? Is that fair when you feel lonely inside of a relationship, on a relationship? That's fair to consider it's a bad thing.
At the very least, at that point in time, it is. Yeah.
Feeling lonely in a marriage is a bad situation.
No. I want to be more specific. That situation is not ideal. That actually is bad. Like between bad and good.
And just for clarification purpose, you're not saying absolutely. You're saying acutely in that moment in time.
Yes, in that moment. Because me single, I'm feeling that in that moment. I can snap out of it by going on a dinner on the weekend, and I'm feeling energized.
In that moment, yes, it's bad.
Yes, loneliness while married in that moment is bad. Yes.
So this is why we're talking about assets and liabilities. You see what I'm saying? I believe that. I'm not going to say this because. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something very. People will put me on the news.
You got to ask the other question: is loneliness in abject solitude a bad thing in the moment?
I can do bad all by myself.
Well, this is a yes no question.
Shut the fuck up, Fatty.
No, I was going to say something that I can do bad all by myself. Thank you.
But it's yes no question: is loneliness while in a state of abject solitude a bad thing acutely?
Yes, for a state of
that's
mind.
What you're trying to overcome. Of course it is.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it's a negative feeling. Yes, it's a negative feeling.
What's the only difference?
A person.
Loneliness in company is counterintuitive.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That's the only difference.
And that's what makes it worse.
No,
wait a minute.
Aaron,
did you agree?
Ham, do you agree? Hold on real quick, Aaron.
Company of something that could potentially change your loneliness.
Wait, Ham, do you agree with the sentiment that you have to face your greatest fears?
As a ideology to improve, I would say yes.
So if one of your greatest fears is being alone, then absolutely loneliness, right? And choice solitude is a plus, because in that moment it's benefiting you because you're choosing to face it, right? It's something that you have to overcome. But other than that, let's just be honest about what it really is.
So you know what? You know what's crazy? It's not so much a plus. The byproducts are coming through it are beneficial, but it's gonna suck that whole time you there.
I think you overcome. Assuming you overcome, yes.
Then it's a plus. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I guess we're saying the same thing, right?
But you know you know it's funny, podcast. I'm not trying to reframe, so I didn't say nothing stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's two type of loneliness, or two type. The one that is you actually do it to yourself, like when you inflict damage to yourself by doing a stupid decision, a bad investment, and a loneliness that somebody put on you. That shit brings. You're going to feel sorry for yourself. That shit brings sorrow. That when people actually make you bleed, I can cut myself and I'm a dumbass. When people make you bleed, that's indescribable. There's something that you feel like you feel offended. What the hell is going? You see what I'm saying?
You know what this one is? This one right here, right? This right here. This would be real quick, right? Let's say you lose, you blow through $1,000, right? On the wrong shit. But let somebody steal $1,000.
Steal it or not giving you back.
Yo, you be ready to smoke,
you see?
Right?
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, though. Solitude doesn't mean that doesn't happen. Solitude can mean the whole world did that to you. You've been made a pariah.
No, but Aaron, that's
what we're talking about. Solitude back.
But Aaron, but that's the thing. You see what we tied up with? Like, this is why I think it's worse. Because a lot of times
solitude by choice negates the loneliness argument, because by choice means you can change your condition of solitude to being in company.
But Aaron, but it doesn't but it doesn't impede the loneliness, right? Like I've chose to be alone, right?
Yes,
but there are nights when I'll be like, fuck, I need to go get one of these homeless women.
What I'm saying is your condition of being alone by choice and the loneliness that you're feeling, there's an escape route if your solitude condition is by choice. By changing the choice of being in solitude to go seek company, your loneliness can be potentially addressed. When I'm saying you're in solitude by force and lonely, you're fucked.
Yeah, but you are putting conditionings on that situation. Most of people are.
No, he's agreeing then, Patty.
No.
Isn't that actually
No, I know, but I just want to take it out of the way so we don't keep going to this.
Solitude.
Aaron, most people can join a PS5 lobby. They can go to painting class and be around people. They can go to meet and greets. They can take themselves out of being right. So
yes.
So let's take it out of the way. Most people are alone because they want to. Even old people that can walk, they can go like. Well, let me 1 second. Let me say something, Aaron. My dad been some dark times because he was a workaholic, a very hard job in construction and all that. He always complained about, man, I feel this and I feel that. He got old, retired. Now he's on the association of old people of my neighborhood with, man, that man is the happiest I ever saw him in his motherfucking life. Playing dominoes, cussing everybody, being happy as shit, right? This is choices for most part. The thing is, when it's not self-inflicted, when you chose this woman, when you put these kids on this planet, and you get home and the dog is more happy to see you than these motherfuckers, that shit hurts like a. That shit is undescribable.
Why is it so difficult though?
That's not the same type of pain.
Let me stop you. The condition that you put on it, someone else did it, is why the choice of solitude goes away, because it's not, the choice is self-inflicted. It has to go away because something else did it. The world gave you your solitude condition. They took the choice from you. Someone else inflicting something on you takes the choice out of your hand.
Yes, but that's what makes it worse, though.
That's what I'm trying to say. In solitude or relationship,
that's why I was trying to get fat.
You just sound too smart, Aaron. The words, I don't get the words. I'm sorry.
We are agreeing. That's what I was trying to get you to realize. We are actually agreeing.
In solitude, you if you change the definition of solitude by saying you can go seek company, that doesn't work.
Right.
Solitude is not a choice. But what I'm saying is, in company, feeling loneliness means there's a potential reversal sitting in front of you. Even if the person inflicted it upon you. When in solitude, that's not by choice, there's no exit in sight.
But Aaron, that's what we're disagreeing. We're disagreeing with the notion that solitude can't be a choice. It can be, right? You can. I don't go outside, and when I do, I am trying to hurry the fuck up and get back in the house. I don't like being outside. I don't like dealing with people. People are fucking stupid, and I'm being told that I can't tell them that they're stupid. So I just prefer not to be around people.
It's definitely a choice.
Yes, he's in solitude at that juncture.
See what I'm saying? I'm losing it, but at the same time, what we're talking about is comparing that is okay. I could go get this chick. I could go get a hooker. I could go get whatever. I could be in a goofy relationship that I don't actually want to be in, but I'm choosing not to. Versus, I love this woman. I love these kids. I chose this whole lifestyle, and they don't give a fuck about me in this bitch.
That sucks. So what is it? Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. How can solitude? I don't want to ask.
Both things can be right at the same time.
Nah, let's not do the both things can be right at the same time.
No, wait. All right, let me ask because I stepped off. I stepped off for a second. Okay, Aaron, you're saying solitude can't be a choice?
No, what I'm saying is, they're saying inflicted loneliness isn't a choice, right? If someone inflicts loneliness upon you, what I'm saying is, if you're lonely and in solitude, the loneliness for it to be inflicted upon you means your solitude had to be inflicted upon you.
Absolutely, it's by choice.
If your loneliness is predicated on your solitude, and you can choose to eliminate the solitude, you're going to choose to eliminate the loneliness. If you can't,
you are too smart for us.
Let me ask. Hold on. Let me ask these simple questions. So, can you inflict something upon yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that's it then.
So that's a choice. So it's a choice.
No, but that's not what Fatty said. Fatty said when someone else inflicts something on you, it's worse. You said it yourself with $5,000. That's the point I'm making. When in solitude, there's no one else around you to inflict something on you.
But that's where Aaron. But that's what podcast was saying. See, expectations.
No.
Once you are the family is the expectations. You are expecting that woman to love you. You're expecting those kids to obey you.
Stop. It's the point that I made. That was a clarification. The point that I made is when the world inflicts loneliness upon you, your result is going to be solitude, which is not a choice.
No, because give me 1 second. This is why you're making the conversation confused. Other than going to jail, what can the world actually make you to stop buying a PlayStation, going to a PlayStation lobby, playing with the same guys for 2 weeks and make them friends? What stopped you?
No, that was
stupidity.
Company.
Huh?
Yes. So wait, let me answer that question, Aaron. Stupidity. I get what he's saying. He's saying that when the world does that, it forces a lot of people into solitude. That's what he's saying.
But it's still a choice.
I agree with you 100%. It is still a choice. I agree with you 100%. But the point that he's making is that the world kind of forces some people into that.
But he doesn't.
So I understand what he's saying.
No, but he doesn't.
Loneliness and solitude. A PlayStation is enough to erase loneliness in a relationship.
No. So you know why he doesn't? Let me actually. No. That's not what I said. Let's actually use podcast example, right? Podcast says I want to be by myself. I don't go to outside. I will go in and out. I don't want to deal with people. It's a choice. Podcast could literally stop at the gas station and do small talk with somebody, and now he's 2 hours. And now he's 2 hours on a conversation with somebody. He could literally sit on the park, and there's other people sitting on the park and spark. That's a choice. He just doesn't want to deal with stupid people. This is not the world doing something.
You know what?
He has the right to push back.
Yes. You know what the issue is that
it's a good point,
I think we're trying to get to a point where these things are mutually exclusive, and they're not. Right? They exist separate from one another, essentially. Right?
Yes.
So what Aaron's saying doesn't refute what Fatty just said.
Right.
He's accurate. And then you're saying a totally different thing regarding solitude and loneliness.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I was saying but here's the thing. I don't even know what that means anymore. Mutually exclusive.
What do you mean?
They can be. That just doesn't mean they are guaranteed.
I'm serious. I'm not even being facetious. I don't know what mutually exclusive means.
One thing affects the other.
Directly.
One thing doesn't affect the other thing.
No matter what.
It affect the one thing.
Regardless, right?
So yes, being lonely in a marriage is worse. We won.
Exclusivity in a relationship, one person can be stepping out, but the other person has exclusivity. They have an exclusive relationship. Mutually exclusive means I owe you nothing, you owe me nothing, and there's nothing owed.
So Aaron and Hemp. And I think Hemp already agreed with us, but I'm only acknowledging him because it's his show. Let's just be honest then. If for no other reason than the world forced me into solitude or I chose to be in solitude, I can make sense of the loneliness. But if I'm in a relationship or a marriage, I got a wife at home, I got kids at home, I got all these responsibilities. How can I even make sense of the loneliness?
Well, you can make sense of it because you can understand what led you there. You'll be aware of all of the circumstances that led you there. What you're saying is it's counterintuitive. That makes sense. It's not a logical, right? That's not a logical pairing of events.
Most people,
you can understand it, but what does that also do? It gives you something to unravel. There's an escape route that's there. If I could only do this, or the potential to turn it around. But when in solitude, makes sense of that.
Aaron, we're talking in majorities. Most people don't have that brain power to understand. They can't pinpoint on the doll. This is where it hurts. Like, you have time to be introspective. You have time to untangle whatever you have going on and says, you know what? I think it's this that is causing the start. Most people. No, I'm saying most people can't find out what is actually short circuit in their brain. That's why they actually project into the people next to them. I feel bad because my friends are doing this to me. I feel bad because my kids don't respect me. Most people don't have the brain power to actually understand this is what is on the doll. Yeah, point where it hurts on the doll. They don't have it. They don't at all. So when you are around people, is a very high percentage that you are going to say, I don't like this job, not because I chose it and it sucks. It's because other people are making me not like this job. I don't like this house because these people are making me not like my house. Yeah. I don't like. It's always a projection because you have expectations of them, and when you have expectations, you don't put it on yourself. You put it on other people. We all did this shit.
Let's do this real quick. So, Frank, did you? Man, I'm scared to ask. Did you want to get in on this part?
Damn, Frank is on the Matrix.
No, sir.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I have no.
Man, take the internet from these niggas, man. Damn. Take books, the encyclopedia. Don't let them read nothing, bro. Them Greeks got y'all.